Hi guys, and welcome back to Recorded Bookkeeping. Today we're going to talk about invoicing in QuickBooks Online because I know it can be confusing. Why? Because it's super helpful to know how to do it and it's so easy to use. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Frances. I'm the founder and CEO of Recorded Bookkeeping and I invoice clients every single day. Go to this little My Apps and then we have to scroll down to, this is the hard part, Sales and Get Paid, and then go to invoices. I recommend clicking this little bookmark so that it's always in your bookmarks tab and you don't have to search for it again. So when you want to do a new invoice, you can do it one of two ways. If the client already exists in your QuickBooks, you can go to Customer Hub, Customers, and go directly to that client. If that client does not yet exist in your QuickBooks, you can go to this Invoices tab and hit Create Invoice. What that does is it will pull up a blank invoice for you to fill in. And here you'll have to select, just X all those things for now. You'll have to select the customer. So for this example, we'll say we're going to invoice Amy's Bird Sanctuary. And let's say that you are invoicing Amy's Bird Sanctuary for social media costs. So what we'll do is products and services, we're going to type social media management. That's what you want it to say on her invoice. And this gives you a list of 4 things you can choose from. You decide which one is right for you. If in this example, the correct one is service. And so here it's already populated what we wanted to call it, social media management. You can choose a category from similar products. So like, for example, they have landscaping, design. You don't have to fill that in if you don't want to. You do have to take into consideration is when you invoice somebody for social media management, what do you want that to show up as on your profit and loss statement? Do you want it to just be grouped under income? Do you want it to be grouped under social media management? Do you want it to be grouped under services? What do you want it to be? So here you'll see that the automatic one says services. If you didn't want it to be services, you could say social media management. But that doesn't exist. So you would have to create a new one. I'm not going to do that right now. That is for a different video. Because it's a service, you don't have to worry about sales tax, and then it's not something that you purchase from somebody else, so save and close. Now you'll see it's here. You can add whatever description you would like. So you can say social and you can list your rate. Let's say you charge $3,000. Great. The invoice is done. So now that you've created the invoice, you can simply go review and send, and it's going to pop up like what looks like an email composer. So basically you would put your client's email, which should already be in your client's profile. If you need to send it to somebody different that you don't normally send it to, you can edit that right here. You can also edit the subject matter. You can say your invoice is ready or whatever you would like to say. And then you can customize this message as well if you don't like what it already has to say. It will give you a preview of what your client is going to receive. They're going to receive the PDF attached to this. Now, because this is a sample company, it's not allowing us to have a link for our clients to pay via credit card because we can't actually set that up in the sample company. But for you, it will have a preview. If you have toggled that on, then here it will actually show you, instead of a PDF, it would show you the invoice amount, the details, and then a link that says review and pay. And your client can click that link and pay with their credit card. They can also save their credit card to use for future use. So from here, you would say send invoice, and it would send an email to this address listed with the PDF attached. I'm not going to do that because, again, this is a sample company and that person doesn't really exist. So that's how to create an invoice. Let's say you want to create a recurring invoice. Every month you landed a new client. You're going to have this client on a forever basis, and you want to just invoice them every single month without having to think about it. What you would do is you're going to go to your little gear icon at the top of the page. And here you're going to go to recurring transactions. Once you get to recurring transactions, you're going to go up here and you're going to hit new. It's going to ask you what kind of transaction do you want to make? And we're going to say invoice. So here we'll find the customer that we're going to be billing every single month. Again, Amy, because we've already saved social media management, it will already be automatically here. And we're going to say social media management services. And you can add extra information if you would like, how many posts per week they get, if it's engagement, such and such. You can also add extra lines if you want to like distinguish between what they're getting without having to add another product or service. So engagement strategy, whatever it is that you might want to do. And then here we'll go ahead and put the rate again right here. Great. We want to take note that when we put in the 3,000 here, it marked a checkbox for the tax. We want to uncheck mark that. If we're in the US, services are not taxable unless they are getting a product out of it. And so here, what we want to do is you'll see that now our menu is a little bit different here on the side. It'll have recurring settings. We want to have it as scheduled. And if you want to send it in advance, like let's say a day before it's actually the day you want to send it, you can hit 1. Otherwise, leave that blank. And the key here is to automatically send the email. That email that we pulled up when we hit send, review and send, that little screen with the email, that would be bypassed. You don't have to do that anymore. It would just automatically send that same email to your client every single time a new invoice is generated. And that way, out of sight, out of mind, you don't have to think about it. And QuickBooks is going to send it and you're going to get paid, hopefully. So then you would say, when do you want this to start? Let's say we're going to have this start on 11/1/25. And we don't want to set an end date because hopefully we'll have this client forever. It will repeat monthly on every 1 month and on what day of the month. So let's say you have a client that starts on the 15th and they're always going to be billed on the 15th, then we can say that. Great. Or you can always have it on the 1st or always on the 2nd, whatever day works for you. So now that's recurring, that's saved. Great. It's going to go out every month. You don't even have to think about it anymore. It took you 3 minutes to create the recurring invoice. And now you're going to get that money every month. That's going to be it for me today. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video.